Hi, this is Patrick Miller, and I'm a user experience designer for the Fusion 360 product. In this video, I'd like to show you some of the things we've been working on for sheet metal functionality in Fusion. Right now it's in its own workspace, but that's likely to change as we align the geometry creation workspaces in Fusion. And when I go to the sheet metal workspace, I'm first going to create a new component, and I have a sheet metal type of component. If I select sheet metal, then I can also select a rule to assign to that component. So I've got a new component in my assembly, and I'm going to go ahead and sketch a rectangle that I'll use for my base feature. And in sheet metal, I'll start with my flange command and pick a closed profile. So my options here are to go up, down, or symmetric. And you can see that it's using the thickness that's assigned from the rule. So it assumes the thickness based on the rule that I've selected. Now I'll return to the flange command, and this time I'll pick edges. So I can pick two edges here, and Fusion's going to assume that I want a different type of flange because I picked an edge instead of selecting a closed profile. So now I have some different options. I can set a height because I didn't define a sketch, and I can also set the angle. And I can do that using either the manipulators in the canvas or I can go to the dialog and enter values there. Now I'll repeat the flange command and select the top edges of the flanges I just created. And again, I get two flanges there. I can control the height and angle. And you'll also notice that because these flanges are adjacent, it's going to miter these two flanges together. So that's a simple sheet metal component I have. Now what I'm going to do is go back to my root, create another component, and I'll select a different rule so that you'll see that I'll get a different thickness. So what I'm going to do is create another sketch and just sketch out an open profile instead of starting with a closed profile. Now I will go back to that same flange command, and when I pick an open profile, it understands how to create the flanges and bends between those. So this is a different rule, it's thicker. Again, I can drag to set my extents, and so you can see my two components here created in Fusion, and I use the same flange command to create each different type of flange. So it's based on the type of geometry you select rather than selecting different commands to create different flanges. But this just gives you an idea of the direction we're headed and some of the ideas we had for sheet metal in Fusion.